Welcome back to RealVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith. I've got another property for you. This is in southern Colorado in Castilla County, Colorado. And we've got numerous properties in this area up for sale on the website right now. And lots of people keep asking me about these properties and the rules and regulations of developing these properties. And I haven't really known the rules very well, so I started looking into them. I'm not an expert or anything, but I'm looking into them, starting to study them, and I'd like to share with you what I've learned. So let's take a look at this property. This is... Here's a map. This is RealVacantLand.com. This is the map search part of RealVacantLand.com. And we're going to zoom into Colorado. So we've got Colorado here on the map. And we're zooming into southern Colorado, especially central Colorado. And I got another map pulled up here for reference. This map is of Colorado. And so the southern central, that red spot on the map there, it's my hand kind of disappears. I always want to reach over and touch it. But that the red one over there is Castilla County. There's about 3,500 people live in Castilla County year round. It's not a very populated county. It's one of the least populated counties in the state, really. But they've got cheap land, so really cheap land. So you think that'd change over time. Let's take a look at the land we've got there. So as we zoom into Colorado, this is the south part here. This is Castilla County. San Luis is a town. That's the main town there. As you go up north, you got Fort Garland. So we've got a bunch of these properties here, and one of them is $499. So I thought I'd point that out. So here's a property. This one is for sale by David Ayers, right up here over my head. Just a picture of he and his wife and his email and his phone number. So it's his property. It's for sale by owner. It's for sale by Dave Ayers. He's selling the property. You pay him and do the paperwork with him and everything else. I'm just presenting it to you. It's on my website. So it's lot 75 in this neighborhood. And so he's got maps and it's all laid out. It looks like the maps looks like it's two different lots. He's calling it lot 75. Okay, so it's a half an acre. It's about a half an acre for $499. I just updated the map to match the maps that he's got. And so we can blow this up a little bit. And so there's a cul-de-sac here on the west side of it. It comes off one of the bigger streets. I mean, these aren't major streets. These are streets where you probably have to rent a tractor and go drag them out, right, to make them passable. You cut some bushes and make it have it. So it's just going to be a long driveway for you. It's not really community maintained streets. So long driveway going back to this property. And then there's some bush in the area, and it looks like the elevation's going down a little bit down here. And if you look at the maps, there's this looks like it looks like a gulch or a hill or some kind of low spot here. What we can do is let's do Google. So I'm looking at the maps and I'm thinking and I'm telling you what it looks like to me, but let's do 3D. I'll just click in the bottom left corner, and you can do this too. If you go to RealVacantLand.com, or if you go to the link below in this video and you go over to go to the link in the description and it'll take you to this video. So it looks like, okay, so there's a hill there. So there's a hill to the south, and so you're just north of this hill. And as you zoom in there, you'll come off of one of these streets and go up the hill towards the property. So you'll be hiding behind one of these bluffs. I thought it was a gulch. It's actually a hill. So I was reading it backwards by looking at the pictures from above. So that's what's really nice about Google doing 3D. You can look around and see the property from multiple angles. So let's go back to it on RealVacantLand.com. So when we look at this is north and south is south, right? So this is the top of the hill over here, and then the hill goes down to this. So you'd come in here and you drive uphill to the property. That's what would be going on. Okay, so he's saying 5 miles to the nearest post office, gas station, groceries in San Luis, 5 miles to the circus or to the pizza place, 14 miles to Fort Garland, 14 miles to the reservoir, 45 miles to the nearest Walmart, 59 miles to Taos, New Mexico. You go skiing there. So that's not very far. You can go skiing in your time off. 160 miles to Colorado Springs, and then Denver's not that far north of Colorado Springs. So there's stuff in the area. He's got payment options. Looks like I don't see terms on this. I mean, it's $499. You just click the button and you can start paying for it. $499, and you put your information in there, and that gets it. What do you want to be on the title is what he's asking. You fill out your information, and hit go. Basically, put your credit card, debit card in there, and he'll do the paperwork to get the land into your name. Yeah, so there's the property, $499. So we're already looking at it. I pulled up the Castilla County Planning and Zoning website, and they've got a whole lot of information on here, all kinds of forms you can fill out to do things that you want to do in the county. And they have step-by-step instructions on what to do to make things happen. So it seemed to be a very straightforward county. I guess they had some people in the past that got frustrated because they were living in RVs, and then the county started asking you to actually build something. And so there's some news articles about that from in the past. But I mean, it's just a very straightforward county from all the different counties I've looked at. They just modernized a little bit. And so there's a residential development procedures is the main link on here under planning and zoning. So I pulled that up. They've also got office hours and phone number stuff. So feel free to call these guys and ask them what's going on. They are looking for international building code. So they want you to build the international building code. And the caveats to the international building code are the snow load is 30 pounds per square foot and the wind load is 90 miles an hour. So they want you to be built to that. They want manufactured homes that are newer than 1976. They allow that into the county. They've got listings of the different people you can have set the mobile home for you and inspect it and that kind of stuff right on the website. Their names and phone numbers and everything. So that's pretty easy. So here's what they had me. Here's what they want you to pull up. This is kind of small print, so I'll just change the view a little bit. So I was reading through this, and they want you to build a home. They want you to build a home. They don't want you to live in some makeshift thing. They want you to build a home for the safety and for the environment, and it's just what they want you to do. So it's got to be at least 600 square foot, which is really small. So build something 600 square foot. You've got to have a plumbed in bathroom. And you've got to have a plumbed-in kitchen. So those are the main basic things. You can build a 600-foot home or more with a kitchen and a bathroom. I mean, I don't know that many people that want a home without a kitchen and a bathroom. So just kitchen and bathroom. You get all the basic supplies for that at the Home Depot that was 45 minutes away to build your kitchen and bathroom, and you got a home, 600 square foot or more. You got some rules here. You must apply for some permits. You got to prove that you own the property. You have to provide a site plan, and they basically say the site plan has got to have, where you want to put the structures, wells or cisterns. So it doesn't sound like you have to drill for water. You can put a cistern in, get water delivered, and they want you to have a septic system. And if the property doesn't work for a septic system, then you can use a composting toilet. But they want you to do a septic system. They have the names and numbers of the people. There's only like four people, I think, in the county that are qualified to go look at the earth and say, here's a septic system design that works for you for this property and stuff. So it's a small county. There's 3,500 people in the county, right? So there's four of them work with septic systems. And so you can get one of those guys or gals to come out and help you and design the thing. And I think you can build it yourself. I don't even think you have to have them build it. They require a road access permit unless you can prove that a road access permit has been obtained for the parcel in the past. So you got to get a road access permit. You got to get a minor development permit. I think that helps you do like driveway trenching, excavation, stuff like that. And then and they're saying a minor development permit is not a construction permit. It's like getting the site ready to develop. You need a minor development permit, is my understanding. And then you need to get an on-site wastewater treatment system permit, OWTS. That's where you got to get rid of the sewage. They're saying septic tanks must be 1,250 gallons or larger, which is pretty basic stuff. They're saying composting or incinerating toilets are not allowed where the property can accommodate a conforming, OWTS. on-site wastewater treatment system. They're saying occupying a parcel which is not served by a municipal sewage treatment works or an approved on-site wastewater treatment system will result in land use code and public health code violations. So you gotta do that. And then they have some exceptions. We'll get into the exceptions. Castile County, they require a water source such as a well or cistern to be installed prior to issuance of a construction permit. So you can go, and they want you to bury it. If you're doing cisterns, they want you to bury it so it doesn't get frozen, which makes sense. They're saying they'll only do permits for structures 600 square feet or larger. You've got to show them the size and shape of the proposed structure, floor plan. You know, you can order those. There's a bunch of websites you can order floor plans off of. You can draw them up yourself. You can draw them on graph paper if you want. To obtain a permit to set a manufactured home, developers must also meet all requirements necessary to obtain a construction permit. So the basic same thing for a mobile home, and they allow mobile homes. And then again, I reiterate, it's got to be 1976 or newer. I think that's lead paint year. I'm not 100% sure. Manufactured home permits must include the different numbers and certificates. To facilitate the building process, construction permits for accessory structures such as garage or storage sheds may be issued after all preliminary permits have been obtained. So they want you to build the other stuff. You know, you can get those permits after you get the permits for the house. And then before you can move in, you got to have an occupancy permit. So I think someone comes and inspects and makes sure it's built up to some kind of code, and then they'll give you the occupancy permit. And so part of that, they're making sure that the heating system is completely installed. Front and rear steps are installed. Smoke carbon monoxide detectors are installed. Roadway and driveway drainage must meet road standards. E.g., you got to have a culvert. You can't be driving through the river to get there. Must meet setback requirements. And plumbing systems have to be to code. Electrical systems have to be to code. And water stuff has to be to code. So they're going to check your main systems before they let you legally move in. And exception, they allow a long-term RV camping permit. So you can get a long-term RV camping permit. So you can't live in your RV. They don't want you to live in the RV, but you can stay for a long time. The RV will be hooked to an approved on-site wastewater treatment system. So you still got to build your septic system. And you still got to have a cistern installed or a well permitted. And et cetera, et cetera. And the neighborhood has to allow it too, if it's a neighborhood. So you can do that for up to 180 days, and every 60 days you gotta renew the permit in any 12-month period. So you can do 60 days. Well, I guess 60, 60, 60. So you can do it 3 times for up to 180 days. That's 6 months. So basically half a year. You could spend the whole summer, spring, summer, fall there if you want, or the winter, whatever your preference is. If that's what you really wanted, you could just keep renewing that permit, but you got to have a cistern, or a well for water, and you got to have, and I think it was 500 gallon minimum. So you got to go bury a 500 gallon or more water source and get water delivered, and you got to have a way to get rid of the sewage. Then you can stay in an RV for half the year by doing that paperwork every 60 days. And then down towards the bottom here, they got names and numbers of the septic contractors and well drillers in the area. So they lay it out for you. And so I think a lot of people complain about rules and regulations, but I think it's nice when the county lays it out for you and says, okay, people complain, here we offset the complaints with some minor rules, and you got to follow these rules of the game, and then you can come live and set up and build and go for it in Castilla County, Colorado. And again, the land's $499. $499 for the land. Okay, so there's some rules. You got to go through the steps, but then you just build a 600 square foot cabin and go for it, right? So there we go. There's some land in Castilla County, Colorado. We've got a bunch of other ones on the website. Here's in the background, I've got the other bunch of other ones on the website, ruralvacantland.com. So this particular property, again, is for sale by Dave Ayres, and his name and number, it's up, get the right hands up here. His name and number's on the screen. You can get to it by going to the link in the description below. Click that link. It'll take you back to ruralvacantland.com, and you can call him and email him and ask him all kinds of questions about these properties, or just buy the thing and go check it out. I mean, buy it, go figure it out. It's $499 for a piece of land. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. Talk to you guys again in the next one.